Miranda, just to let you know, the YouTube the live streaming is running. Sorry, you're on mute. Sorry, Miranda, you're on mute. Yeah, Miranda, you're on mute. I can't. Okay, yeah, okay,
Okay.
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem,
Off
no problem.
Off you go. Are you staying? Are you staying? Okay, so who are these? Zoom host, Adina. Okay. Desmond. Hello, everyone. Hi, Desmond. Hi, Eric.
Hi,
Miranda. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, Desmond.
Good to see you. I think we're going to have all the people who wants to be DVD or CGD. Oops. Yes. Where's the invite? You know, Nikki, like the invite.
Do you need the invite for the YouTube live or the Zoom link?
For the transcription. I'm making a special transcription. I don't know if it works.
Okay. Is it working from your account, or do you need me to hand you back the host account?
Let's see. Should be able to.
Okay.
Is it coming? Is it coming?
If I make you the host, would that work?
Let me see. Hold on a sec. Yeah,
okay.
This should work.
Okay, I pass you back the host already.
Okay, thank you. And I'm gonna make Desmond co-host.
Okay.
Okay. So is Laxis coming? And so Desmond would be co-host. Okay. Super. I'm host, right? Okay, I'm host.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're off, Nikki?
Okay.
Show captions. Speaking language, English. Why not? And then I want to see if I can. Yeah, what happened to my. Did I click it? I did. Open Zoom. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to do the immersion. You know the immersion thing? How do we do that?
It's on the view, is it? On the top right corner, the view.
Ah, okay. Yes. Art gallery, boardroom, fireside chat. And how do I change the person? See, how do I change this to bring Eric in?
Okay.
Okay. Yep, you can. Okay. That's all I did. Yeah. Right. Hey, Eric, are you there? And with live stream, you cannot pause, only stop, right?
Oh, if you stop, then it will entirely cut off.
Yeah, so it
Oh.
doesn't pause and go. It just
Yeah, you will run until you end the Zoom.
right. So
Okay.
how do we do that? Show participants. We have 2 more minutes.
Yeah, Miranda, let me post it out in the chat to send a reminder out.
Okay,
Mm.
that'd be nice. Thank you.
Miranda, once the event start, I will start recording.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, and then we have a backup. Yeah. Thank you. There you go. Hello, Eric. You want to check your audio, Eric?
Good afternoon, good evening.
Yay. What time is it in South Africa?
It's 28 past 12.
Mm-hmm. So 6
Yeah.
hours difference. 6 hours difference
Yes.
from me.
Hours
Yeah.
difference, yeah. How are you doing today?
Me? I'm good.
I
I'm
can
good.
see.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. I remember we can use Fireside chat, background and the
I can
immersive.
see you.
This is fun.
I can see. But when they disturb the, what do you call it? The
The
YouTube
video.
feeding. Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to. I mean, it's just going to show like this. But your beard are a little bit off.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. My beard
Okay.
got
All right,
the hole.
let's check without without, I don't know.
That's why I don't use background. I don't like using background because my beard is very funny.
Okay, so how do I remove this? I guess I just close it and speaker. Yeah, like that. And then we just spotlight you and spotlight me. Is that better? Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
you
better.
see.
We can see the entirety of your beard.
Yes, yes, that's perfect. Let me just button up.
Oh yeah, you wear your Toastmaster shirt. I should have done
Yay.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Let me just switch on. Then we can start.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that. Oh wait. Okay, who is that? Who is coming in?
Oh, that's
this is
me.
another
That's
Eric.
me. Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to use. Our network is not so good here, so I need
Your what? Your internet?
backup. Yeah. It will be good. It will be good, but now and then it just have tendency of disappearing.
Yeah.
That's why I have the backup also here.
Yeah. Okay. What are you using for backup?
It's the Eric one. Eric. The one which is written Eric only.
Okay.
I will not put on sound. I will not use sound. Let me just correct it quickly before we start.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. It's fine.
Yeah. So it's already 6:32. We will just start. And then this is going to be recorded anyway, and people can watch later. So let me just greet everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Miranda.
Good to have you. Yeah. Hey, Eric. Hey, everyone. So for those who are joining us, I would just like to give a little bit of a background. I mean, who is Eric? So you can read about Eric there. So Eric is a trained diplomat, which I found very interesting, from South Africa. And I've always been very intrigued with Eric. I know him more than everybody else, I suppose, because he's also a member of Trainers and Coaches Advanced, which I belong to. And Eric's from South Africa, and yet he's also already 7-time DTM, and was, when we met, he was planning to be division director for Thailand, which I thought was very interesting, for District 97. And so fast forward, Eric is now DTM 7. He was working on it. And now, and also he's a division director for Thailand. And in fact, the reason why we kind of like rushed getting it done today, because Eric is going to go to Thailand tomorrow, and he's going to be very busy when he's in Thailand. So he's Eric is an amazing leader, very inspiring. I've watched him speak, and every time I was just blown away by the ideas and the commitment, the conviction that he speaks about leadership, about practicing leadership. And so now, and then recently, Eric did a sharing in Trainers and Coaches and about building clubs. And I thought this is like a very, very good knowledge, and we would like to know more. I would like to know more. So that's where the idea about doing this fireside chat came about. It was actually just, the plan was me and Eric talking. And because this is such an important topic and we all want to know how to build clubs, I thought, why not share this? So here we are, sharing our conversation for all of you. And it's not a very big group that showed up today, but I thought this would even make it more intimate, and we can go deep with the subject, and let's see where we go with that. Yeah. So with that, you can see Eric's introduction there. Mentored, sponsored, and coached over 20 clubs. Oh, are you 7th-time DTM or so 6? Okay, you're still working towards your 7th.
Yeah.
And also I learned that District 97P consists of Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. And what's more intriguing for me is Eric is building 4 clubs, and he knows it's going to be built before May 2023. So with that, good evening, Eric, or good afternoon for you, and good evening, everyone else. I would like to start with that, with building 4 clubs. I'm very intrigued. How are you going to do? How are you doing it? And what makes you very certain that it will be built before May 2023? Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. Let me tell you, when you start clubs, you need to be clear what you want, and you need to be clear what outcome you want. So I'm busy with 4 clubs currently. And the 4 clubs that I'm busy with are clubs that will be chartered before our conference in May. I think it's around 2021, somewhere there, for District 97P. What makes me certain the clubs will be chartered? First thing, I've been working on this club for the past few months. You know, you work and then you build up, and then you go for the club itself. So in simple languages, you need to have
What
a
do
lot
you
of
mean? What
background.
do you mean by that? Sorry.
You need to have background work that you do first.
Okay.
Yes, you need to do background work that will give you certainty. And now the background work will help you. I will definitely break it down for you. The background work that you do will give you certainty that the clubs will be chartered.
Okay, background work.
On time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on time as required. For example, we have a club called Copperbelt Club that will be chartered before end of March. The work is done and everything is done. We just collecting the funds.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is also a club called a Green Club that we are busy with. We are working a lot around the clock with that club. It will also be chartered before time. That one will be chartered before a conference. And then we have a club called a Debaters Club for diplomats. That club will also, we are working hard to get it moving. We have done the groundwork. It is also a club that will be moving into the direction that we want. And then the fourth club does not have a name yet. We are working on a name, but we want to work around it by conference. It must be chartered. We have already, it will be an advanced club. So we have already people that will help us to build that club. So we must just reach a consensus to the name of the club, and then we will move forward with the name of the club. So the work has been done. So you need to do the work first.
Mm-hmm.
You might ask, what do I mean if I say you need to do the work first? You need to, in my case, let me be more specific. In my case, what I do, I first bring the wood together before I make the fire. So
what is it? You make the what first? The road together before you bring?
No, I first bring the wood.
Root.
No, wood. Yes.
WOOD.
Firewood. Yes.
Oh, you bring the firewood first before you make
the fire. Yes. Okay. So that's how we do in Africa. I don't know in other countries, maybe they might be making the fire before the wood. So, but we bring first the wood. We put the wood together first. Now and then the wood is too wet. You need to dry it up first. Once it's dried up, it makes better fire. In other words, there's another saying in African language. It says, the water reservoirs, you prepare them before the rain comes.
Mm. The
so
water
meaning,
reservoir. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The water reservoirs, you need to prepare them before the rain. Same applies to the wood. You need to prepare the wood before the fire. So that is what we are doing. We prepare all these things first. That's what specifically I'm doing. I prepare all these things first. The dams must be clean, everything must be right, everything must be perfect. And then you go into starting the club.
Mm-hmm. So when you say prepare the water reservoir, prepare the wood, what work exactly is that in terms of preparing?
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I specifically do is I do a number of few things. I sit down, I do my homework. And the homework is very specific. What do I want to do? What club do I want to open? So I need to find out the purpose of the club that I want to open? What purpose will it serve? For example, we have the Green Club. What purpose will the Green Club serve? It's more about sustainability.
Mhm.
It's more about going green. So that's the purpose. The Copper Belt Club, it's a community club. What purpose?
What is it called? Copper Bear? Copper Bear?
Copper Belt. Yeah, Copper Belt.
Copper Bear.
Copper Belt. It is a mining area which have a lot of copper. So
Oh,
what purpose will it serve? What purpose will that Copper Belt Club serve? For who? So the purpose is more for people around the Copper Belt area, for people in the Copper Belt places, and it connects them already. As with the name say it all.
Yeah.
Same applies with the Diplomatic Debaters Club.
Mhm.
Club for debaters, for diplomats. So it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
For diplomats. So that means my second step is to make sure I bring diplomats together, or I bring the green people together.
Yeah.
Meaning, this is how I do it. I'm going to tell you how I do it. When I bring diplomats together, or when I bring people together for a club, I don't bring a club together. I bring people of the same interest together. That's the first thing.
So
The
can I
club
just
that-
repeat what I'm hearing? You said when you bring together, it's you bring the people together, you don't bring the club together. So
Yeah,
does that mean you bring, is that what you're saying?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and that means you bring the people together before you think about the club. So
Yes,
talk
yes.
to them and discuss with them instead of bringing the club to them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. You
I
got me
understand
right.
that. You know, it
You got
makes a
me
lot
right.
of sense because often we do it the other way. We offer the club to the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, that's
All right.
yeah, that's why that one it's a good way. It's a Toastmasters way. It's a Toastmasters way. Bring the club, give to Toastmasters to the people. But in this case, what I have learned, I'm doing it from experience. Whatever I'm discussing here, it's my personal experience and my personal way of approaching this, especially in far places. Remember, I'm based in South Africa. My clubs are far from South Africa. For example, the one club that I've started is about 4,500 kilometers away from where I stay. And now the clubs in around Thailand, they are over 12,000 kilometers away or whatever kilometers. Now I need to find a way of doing it properly and do it correct. So what I do is bring people together. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I offer training to people. You first give them something of value. You offer them something of value.
Okay.
And then when I offer them something of value, it can be a short training. It can be a speechcraft itself. You give it to them, you offer it to them. And then in that offering of value, you make sure it's valuable, it will give value to the people. Why? Why do I offer that? So that I can create rapport with people. I can create better understanding and rapport with people. And as I'm creating rapport and understanding with people, I will be introducing the concept of Toastmasters to them also. Now, what the value that you give is where you will determine if they are biting into the value and they are appreciating your value and they are appreciating what you are bringing to them. And if you introduce them to the concept of Toastmasters Club, they will already be up. They will already have an appreciation for the value. So now the value will put them already into Toastmasters automatically. So in simple words is offer them value first, true value, not word of mouth or just by talking. You need to give them something in a form of training, in a form of coaching, or in good mentoring form. That must, for me, that must happen first. That must happen first before you can think of a demo meeting or any other thing.
Yeah.
So that you can at least do a head count before time. And then you will also know why is the interest low. Here's the second thing that I'm going to tell you.
Slow down. Let me wrap up before you go to the first, for the second one. So the first thing, when you want to build a club, first you figure out what is the purpose, what is the need that exists out there, that a group of people will be needing, will be benefiting from, because it has to be a group. And then you bring those people together to offer them something of value first. So you don't even talk about Toastmasters, but you invite them, bring them together, offer them training or mentor or even speechcraft, and offer true value, something that they can use, that is useful for them. And then from there, then when they can appreciate that, then you will progress organically into introducing Toastmasters. And because they already appreciate you, your genuine offer, then usually they would also buy into Toastmasters. And I guess that would require you being able to connect your offering with Toastmasters. And okay.
Perfect,
and
perfect,
then okay, I think so far I got that. But
this
you
is how
really stress on the value. You really stress on the value, give them value before you do anything. And I'm interested in the next thing when you said, then you gauge, I suppose, their interest.
Yes.
Whether they bite it or not. And how do you do that?
Yes. Then the interest will be, I always say, on the homework.
Home run.
Homework.
Okay.
Yeah. The interest will be most for me on the homework.
What do you mean on the homework?
Because when I offer value, true value to them, I give them, most of the time I give them homework.
Okay.
Now the homework will be maybe 3 speeches or 4 speeches that they must deliver.
That's the homework?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 3 or 4 speeches. Because remember, I gave them value first. Come again?
Per person.
Each person. So remember, I give them value first. I gave them value. And then from the value, we derive this value. We need to express them through speeches so that we can seal up the whole value chain that I've offered to them. And then the speeches will be delivered in a Toastmasters meeting. In a Toastmasters meeting or a Toastmasters format. Now the people must know that they are going to speak in front of Toastmasters. People, even if it's them only. Then that is where the whole Toastmasters setting will come into picture. Say, must be in a Toastmaster form, Toastmasters meeting, and this is how Toastmasters will be working a little bit. And this is what I will ask each one of us to do. Then we can issue out a lot of responsibilities and some guidance to give them a little bit of confidence to do it. Some will be timers, some will be grammarians, some will be whatever. And then where there is difficulty, you bring in more Toastmasters, some Toastmasters to come and help. You know, they must feel they are owning this thing. They are owning this thing.
Okay, so I would like to ask some questions just on this part. So when you say that they're going to deliver their speeches in a Toastmasters club meeting or in a Toastmasters meeting format, how do you introduce that to them? So what did you say when you give them the format, the homework? You say, on such and such a date, I don't know whether it's immediately or, you know, with a pause in between, break in between. How do you tell them about the Toastmasters? How do you introduce Toastmasters into the equation?
No, what in the training? Remember, as I've said, the trainings might take 4 sessions. For me, it might take 4 sessions, 5 sessions. I usually make the trainings, it's not one-day training. I don't give one-day value. Give them a value that make them to come back. Make them a value, give them a value that makes them always
that is a very important factor, Eric. You didn't mention that. Because when you say training, it could be 2 hours, but you said it's actually 4 or 5 sessions. So you actually give, I mean, truly give, not
you
just
truly give. Look,
face value.
Thank you. You need to, you see, when it comes to people, you need to use what we call persuasive skills or persuasive principles to be able to help people. Because if you understand persuasive principles, it becomes easier for you to group people and to help them. So a persuasive principle, like one of the other principles is like a reciprocity. You know, when you reciprocate.
Reciprocity,
Yes, because once you give people good value, maybe 3 sessions, 4 sessions, and they can feel the value. I'll give you an example. Let me say you give them every Wednesday value. So at least if they can come 3 times, 4 times, it gives you a clear idea that these people are really serious about this. If they can come for 3 weeks consecutively to come and take value, then the 4th week is a Toastmaster one. The 4th week is a Toastmaster one because they are already in the mood of coming on a Wednesday. Then you don't break the momentum. Yes. So there's no break. Once you have started, you have started. You move. Yes. Now, once you on the 3rd session or the 4th session, you already introduce Toastmasters, but you need to be very intelligent because your material that you are going to give people must already have a Toastmaster branding from day 1, even if you don't talk about it. It must be big and clear on the cover page or whatever.
On the slide.
So that they must already know, I've seen this word Toastmasters. What is Toast? They will ask themselves personal questions about Toastmasters. Once you come and talk about Toastmasters, officially talk about this is how we are going to do it the Toastmasters way, they have already seen it 3 times, 4 times, many times on your material. Now they are clear. Now they become more curious to know what Toastmasters want to offer. What is the thing that they want to offer? And then it's where I introduce. On the 4th session, I introduce it. So we are going to deliver about 3 speeches, 4 speeches, and you will get a certificate from Toastmasters International. And that is what people want to hear because now they are already into this and they know that is like a benefit for them, value for them to say, wow, I have this knowledge. Now I'm going to deliver speeches. Once I'm done with at least 3 speeches, I'm going to get something. And that becomes easier to even explain to them. To get the certificate, they must be registered with Toastmasters and they must at least be a member of Toastmasters. Then they will get the full benefit of Toastmasters and it continue, and they will know every Wednesday they meet. Based on that, most of them will join, some of them will not join. But here is the trick. If you put 60 people together, believe me, 50 will join because they've got value, all 50. And the 10 that did not join will come back. Once they have money, they will come back. Or you can even approach them to ask them, why are they not continuing? They will tell you the reason why. This strategy is different from a demo meeting strategy. What a demo meeting, if somebody disappear, they disappear. You won't get them again. If somebody arrives at the meeting, we have a demo meeting, they're excited for 2 minutes and they realize this thing wants money, this thing wants this thing is, they just disappear. Now you bring 60 people together, out of 60, only 15 buy in. And you are still going to struggle to get more people to sign up.
Yeah.
So I believe the demo meeting, it's a good one. I love it. But the demo meeting short, it sells short for me. I'm talking from experience, 60 TM's experience. The demo meeting for me sells short because people will disappear and you will never find them again. And they have shown interest in the beginning. They did show interest. But because of technicalities, fear, and all those things, now they start disappearing. But with this one, you build good rapport, you educate them, you give them value. Once you have gave them something which they are confident and it's tangible, even if they disappear, they will go and tell people that the value that I got it from Eric. And Eric belongs to Toastmasters. And that is how it works. Now, the person will become your foot soldier. Instead of talking bad about you, the person will talk good about you. Because you gave them true value.
Yeah. Okay. Up to this point, I totally agree and totally love, and some I have started, but I guess not in the depth and entirety that you have, and I can see where my strategies have fell short. I would do one training or like a demo meeting with a training that gives value, but then the follow-up is it's just not enough time to build that rapport, that connection, and for them to really feel the value, because what can you get within 45 minutes?
Thank you.
No matter how great that is, but when it goes like in successions like that, they build, you get to know each other more, and I totally agree. I mean, the numerous training sessions that we've done have more results than just a one-off thing. Before we go on, can we ask any of the audience if you want to have to ask Eric questions? But if the answer is going to be part of the steps, then you can just let them know. Eric.
Yes.
Anyone? Adina, Desmond, do you have any questions so far?
So far, very good. So far, no question. Thank you.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Yeah. And it's okay. Desmond loves it. All right, let's continue on. So that was just the first step before you build the club.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I want to ask a little bit more about the gauging, like, I mean, okay, you gauge, and then you said it shows in their homework, like how serious they're doing it. And yeah. And then, so what's next?
Okay. So the moment they start with the speaking, that is where we emphasize now. Now we go to the next step of they doing the, I always try by all means, they must do the first meeting. They must do it themselves as a group. They must do it themselves.
What do you mean themselves?
They must do the meeting
With themselves.
Among themselves. Yes. So once they can conduct, do is a wrong word. We don't use do in English. Once they can conduct the meeting, they have some ownership. That means they have some ownership. Because remember that night, when they conduct the meeting, they must have a president, they must have their own VPE, they must have their own sergeant at arms. They will have to role play all those things and make sure they role play all those things. It's a lot of work, but you give it to them. You give it to them. They must get their own president. They must get their own VPE and so forth. So
I have a small question there. I have a small question. So when they will start doing their speeches, and like I'm almost like curious, how do you actually tell them, okay, you guys, you're going to have to present your speech in I don't know whether you say the word Toastmasters or in this
I
kind
said the
of
word Toastmasters in a I say in a Toastmasters format.
In Toastmasters format. And so we will be needing this and this and this and this and this. And then how do you assign who, or they maybe just say, okay, the president needs to do this. Somebody needs to say who's going to volunteer. And then let's say they volunteer, unless you appoint them. Then you actually mentor them.
Yes, you do. Remember, you give them value. By doing that, by mentoring them how a president works, it's value, because that person becomes, they become empowered already to say, wow, the president, this is what the president does. This is what the VPE does. This is what the vice president membership does. This is what the
So you actually explain it one by one, and then you also give value to those roles so that they can learn this, or they can hone this skill or that skill, something like that.
Yes. I give them, as I've said, don't hold back. Give them the value. They must see it and understand it. Because holding back does not help anyone. It does not help Toastmasters, it does not help me. What we want from the person, if the person don't become a Toastmaster, the person will go and sell Toastmasters. It's one of the two. If he does not, you will sell it. What if that person is a CEO sitting there, and he's a busy man who can't become a Toastmasters? Then you will go to the company and tell them, listen here, I want this organization here. They give value. So that is how it works. You give them value. So whoever sits there must become your foot soldier. Let me give you another secret here quickly.
What do you call it? What soldier? Foot soldier?
Foot soldier, yeah, for you.
Walking. Okay.
Yeah, a foot soldier. That means it's the ones that are working on the ground for you. They will be on the ground for you. Yes.
Okay.
So I call it, you need to have champions. You need to create champions.
Champions?
Yes, for you, for yourself, and for the club that you want to build. You need to create them.
What do you mean by that?
No, that means the value that you give to them must be so undisputed, must be so good, that they own it up and either use it to become Toastmasters or use it to promote you, or even go and look for other people who need that information and bring those people to you.
So like an evangelist.
Yeah, thank you. Well said. I've never thought it out like that. Well said. So I call it a champion. Now and then you have one person Now and then you have only one person who believes, let me say out of those 60 people, only one person comes back and see value in what you have offered. One person.
Out of 60, just one.
Out of 60, one person comes back.
Okay.
That one person is your champion. That is the person that you must look after, because that person will go back and bring you 20 people. Then you start the club. So you need to start the club. Hence, I always say it's easy, because you don't need 10 people or 100 people. You need only one person. If that one person see the value, that one person will bring you 20 people or more.
Yep. Okay.
I went to a country called Tanzania. The country that I'm telling you about, we're about 4,500 people, sorry, 4,500 kilometers away from here. When I arrived there was this one lady. I decided to make her my champion because she was a lawyer, and what do you call it, an advocate at a court, and so forth. She was in the legal fraternity. She did not have time to attend Toastmasters events. She was too busy working from district to district. But I could see she's the only person who could help me. She's my champion. And I told her, she said, listen here, I want you to attend at least 2 meetings. I know you are a busy person, but attend at least 2 meetings. She did. And all her friends came. And all her friends remained, and she left. So all her friends went and they brought more people. I ended up chartering a club, 20 people. So you need, for me, hence I'm saying, if you give value and people appreciate, because other people, their needs are not the same. Somebody just wants to be able to talk in front of people. They don't want certificates of Toastmasters. They don't want anything. What they want is, Eric, if I can just open my mouth and deliver a good speech. Now, in return for that, you need to do what? You need to ask the person for more people. I will train you, but bring me 5 people. I will train you, but bring me 10 people who I can train you with immediate effect. And now the 10 people will remain and she will go. You see, meaning
because she already know how to speak now.
Yeah, that is what she wanted.
Yeah.
You see, that is what she wanted. She just wanted to speak. So you give her what she wants, but she gave you 10 people. And now you have the 10, and then that's it. Now you have a club from 10 people. So hence I'm saying you need to prepare before you start. You need to have your hood ready. You need to have the water reservoirs ready and right, so that you can at least make the fire.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to comment to Rahmat. Rahmat just came, and Rahmat is in the process of building a club and finding some challenges. So you missed the earlier part of what Eric was saying, and he talks now about you have to prepare the woods before you can build the fire. Yeah, Rahmat, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good. And so that's what Eric is referring to. That you need to, before you build a club, you need to do the groundwork, prepare. I know there's a lot more that he said, but when he refers to the preparing the wood, and it's and some a very important concept that Eric mentioned that I'd like to share with you is that you bring the people together, then bring them, how did it go? And then and then you give them something of value, maybe through training or through coaching for a few sessions, so that they really experience the value, the benefits of that. Then you already establish a rapport, you have a connection, they trust you and they value you. Then you can also bring the Toastmasters. even though, you know, you use the branding of Toastmasters right from the beginning. And then when the wood is ready, when the people are ready, you have the number of people and they're interested, and you find their interest through the homework that you give and the assignments, and so really involve them. And then you can start talking about building the club, and not the other way around. And Eric has been doing a distinguished Toastmaster this is his 7th one. So he has a lot of experience, and he said that demo meeting doesn't always work because it's very short and people don't really get the value. So you need to build that relationship, you know. First, I already mentioned to you a few times, right? Not a few times, but the last time we talked, and this is what this is the Eric that I'm talking about. And once we have the people, then we build the club. It's a lot easier. And then just the last few things that Eric was talking about, it's how we build a champion first, people who can really understand and see the value. We make them our champions and nurture them, give them a lot of attention, because they'll be the ones who be bringing other people, because they already believe and they already experience the value. Something like that, Eric, more or less. And please add, you're muted right now.
Yes, perfect. Let me tell you something. When people, look, even in business, let me say, even in sales or coaching, if people trust you first or like you, you know, that is persuasion again. When they like you and you are likable to them, they will remain with you. So that is how it works. You need to get people to a level of either like you or you become likable to them, and they will remain with you for a longer period of time. So you need to be convincing, but at the same time, conviction will kick in nicely. So that people must see that you believe in what you are doing and you want to offer it to them. You want to give them something. So here is the important point. Do not be perfect and do not expect perfection. Don't be perfect. Don't be perfect. And don't try to be perfect. They say, Professor,
I have a saying. I'm going to interject a little bit. Done is better than perfect.
Yes, done is better than perfect. You see, don't be perfect. Don't be perfect. Don't even be afraid to fail. Remember in Toastmasters, we always tell people Toastmasters is the right place to fail. It's the right place to fail.
Not the safest, but you actually say the rightest
right
place.
Yeah,
okay.
Because if you fail in Toastmasters, we are there to support you. Rahmat, we are there to support you. We are there to help you to say, try again. You see, try again. Let me give you a little bit of history. When it comes to
Eric, just that little word, by saying it the right place, it has such a different feeling than safe. You know, it kind of like, how do you say, takes away the stigma of failure.
Yeah.
You know, safeness has become like very abstract, like they don't really know what that, but when you say the right place to fail, it's like, wow, I can fail. It's okay for me to fail. That is amazing that using that word. I want to use that.
Look, we need to go out. You know, in Toastmasters, we need to go out of our way to try to make things happen without fear. That's the first thing. Without fear. That's what I'm saying is the right place, because the moment we doubt ourselves, we have a lot of fear, there's no conviction, then we are in trouble. That is why people don't open up clubs. Even if you can open up a club, there's another mistake. Other people are afraid, I'll open up a club, then next year it will be dead. So what? If it's dead, it's dead. So somebody else will open up another club. Here is my point. when you open up a club, don't think of debt. Don't think of it will not work. What type of negativity is that? Don't think of that. If you open up a club, even if you look, I've opened up clubs and they died. I have 2 clubs that I've started.
I had
I have 2
three
clubs that I've
clubs
started
only.
and they died. They just dead. You know, that. Like, I've asked myself, why did that club die? I did not have a reason. But here's the point. Here's the point that I want to raise. Don't predetermine the existence of a club.
Mm-hmm.
When Ralph Smedley developed the systems in Toastmasters, you know what he found out? He found out that a club, when you started, it will have 20 members. And he knew that the club will lose all the members in first year. He knew that. He knew it. That is why we have, at least the club must be verified complete. It must at least have 8 members. At least, even if the club wants, even if you can lose members, but try to have 8 members.
Mm-hmm.
That is verified complete. You verify it complete. At least let the club not die a natural death. Let you at least get 8 members, and then from the 8 members, let the 8 members rebuild the club back to 20. If the 8 members can't rebuild it, let the club coach come on board. Bring a club coach, come on board and build this club to reach 20 members. So Ralph C. Smedley knew it. So now who are we? He knew that that failure will happen. He knew that this club is going to fail, and if you have 20 members, it will go to 0. But please try to keep it at 8. And build it from there. From 8, you can build it up to 20.
Mm-hmm.
And even if 30 June come and it's still at 8 members, still Toastmasters International is happy to say, okay, good, you have tried, 8 members. Then new leadership will come in. Remember, new leadership will come in. A new exco will come in, a new area director will come in, a new division director will come in. Now those ones will build it to 20 members the following year. So most clubs will have that up and down. One year there are 8 members, another year there are 30 members, another year there are 8. What do you call that? If it's not failure, it's failure. It's failure at the right place, because nobody will really punish you, but they will try to help you to rebuild it. I always say, don't allow it to die a natural death. Now, what the mistake that we do as leaders, I want to come back to leaders in Toastmasters, because Toastmasters will work with leaders. And it's where leaders are made.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, we believe in ideology and concepts of miscarriage. That's what we believe in, and that's wrong. So how
Sorry.
you...
Can you repeat that? We believe in the concept of miscarriage.
Yes.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that you will have an idea to start a club. Just because you think of failure, then you kill the idea because you are afraid the club will not work well. It will die. So you miscarriage the club before it starts. You miscarriage it.
Mm-hmm.
Some other leaders, they will be there in Toastmasters, maybe as area directors, as division directors, and so forth. They will not really want to start a club because of the same reasons. Who will look after it? What if it dies? What will happen to my name? Dude, that's all miscarriaging thinking. They are killing good ideas. Hence, I come back to my point. My point is, don't look into how the club will die. Look into how will I start the club? Because once we have started the club, the club does not become your property anymore. It's not your property. Once I start the club, it's not my property. It's a property that belongs to Toastmasters International.
Yeah.
That's it. So my job is to start a club. And let me go back to what's needed to start a club. What's needed to start a club is two club sponsors, two of them sponsors. And then you need another 2 mentors. Sponsor, mentor, 2 of them. 2. Now here's the point. The moment you have, the club is chartered, the moment the sponsor have chartered the club, his duties comes to an end. Toastmasters don't want to see you anymore. In fact, Toastmasters say, go and start another club. Your duty is over. So your job is 6 months to 1 year to open that club. 6 months to 1 year. Once, yeah, one or sooner. Once the club is chartered, you are done. You are done. Don't hang in the club. Don't now try to bully the people in the club that I have started this club, it belongs to me. You don't know I have started this club. No, it's not your job. Your job is finished. The day Toastmaster said, this club is chartered, you need to step aside. You need to step aside and allow the leadership of the club to do their duties. It ends there. If the leaders that's why a mentor comes in. So if the leader and the mentor, they are the ones who must take over. And you must go and play far somewhere else. Go back to your club, home club, and build it. Now, in my case, this is what happens in my case. I step aside, I step back. The day the club does not do well, and I look at the dashboard and I realize, wow, they only have 5 members. I go back and become a club coach, an official coach of the club. That's how I work.
This is a very important progression. So when the clubs don't do well, you still watch it from a distance. You just don't meddle.
I still watch it.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't do well, then you look at dashboard, members not doing well, you come back and help.
And help as a coach. Now they must up. No, I don't just come in and tell people. I don't come in and say, this is my club. You are playing with my club. You are not doing a good job. No. I come in as a coach, a club coach, and help to rebuild the club. Look, those are the provisions that Toastmasters have done. Toastmasters have done. Toastmasters have done club coaches for a reason. So if you feel they are not doing a good job, come back as a coach. Don't just come back and try to take over and chase everybody away. No. Remember, we are leaders. It's leadership. We call it leadership. We don't call it bullying. We call it leadership. You need to lead. And you need to lead by example, and you need to lead by doing.
Yep. Okay. Leadership. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, what's important is always work to the best interest of people. Because a club is people. So if you don't have the best interest of people at heart, it will be difficult for you to be liked by people or for people to talk good about you. We call it social proof in persuasion. Social proof is when people have enough proof about you that you are doing something good. They can even talk They can even have what we call it, in marketing terms, they call it word of mouth about you. They will talk about you. You know, they won't even say Toastmasters. They will say Eric. They won't even say Toastmasters. They will say, hey, we want Eric. Because they have the proof that you
The proof
have.
is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding. So they have proof that this person is a people's person, or he's there to help people or to build relationships. That is how good the person is. And another thing is, if you want to open up a club, again, I'm going back to this issue of persuasion, to use the principles of persuasion. You need to have, if you have authority, if you have some kind of authority, for example, if you are a coach and the people in the coaching fraternity, all of them knows you and believes in you, that type of authority works very good in opening up clubs. Once people have this respect for you, for where you are, it can be you are an engineer and they have respect for you for that in your space. Believe me, most of them will listen when you talk because you are authority, you are the best. So use it to your advantage. Don't leave it. Use it to your advantage. Build your Toastmasters profile or your public speaking profile. Don't wait until you go to pension or you resign or you are old. No. Make use of it now. They will come. Build something and they will come. Build a club, they will come because of you. Empower them and step aside. Yes.
Yeah.
So it always works in the best way to get you moving in opening up clubs. Another thing that can help in opening up clubs is if you know the location of the club. That's one of what Toastmasters teaches, you know, the location of the club, where it will be. Now and then, a club is at the wrong place, you know, it's just at the wrong place. The people want
Like
to come
McDonald's.
back. Come again?
It's like McDonald's, you know, you have to have the
You
right
need to-
property to real estate.
Exactly. You need to have the right place. It must not be convenient to you. It must be convenient to the people that you want to attend this club. It must be convenient to them. Because they are the people that you want. Not even if they want us, but we want them more. They want us, but we are the ones who wants them more. Because if it's an inconvenience for them, they have the right to say, it's okay, I'll do it next time. Because there's no convenience for them. There's no convenience for them. So you need to create convenience.
Create convenience. Okay.
Yeah, create it no matter what. I'll give you an example. I started a club called the Woodlands Office Park Club. It's an office park club. That club, when I started it, it was an office park. I went and we looked for an office park. And we looked for a restaurant in the office park.
What do you
And then
mean?
we added office park is like office estate, you know, where corporates, they are all in one estate.
Okay.
Yeah, they call them parks because it's a lot of buildings. It's a lot of companies in one building, but they use one entrance. They use one entrance. And
Okay.
but it's a lot of offices inside. So a lot of different companies inside. So what I did, we went to the office park and we went to the restaurant owner, and we told him we want a breakfast club inside this office park. How much is your cheapest breakfast? Cheapest breakfast. It gave us a price. I think it was like $4, $4 US dollars, something like that. That was the cheapest breakfast he had, which included coffee. Upon negotiating that deal, we went out and invited people to come to that club, to come and have their breakfast, come in earlier, have breakfast, and have public speaking every Tuesday, 6:30 in the morning. And they came. They came. And then one guy came. This one guy never became a Toastmaster. He came. He was a Toastmaster before, but he left it in the middle. But he attended, I think, about 3 meetings. And he said, you know what? You are spending $4 here. It's a lot of money for many people. Can you come to my office? I have a big boardroom. You are not going to pay anything. I will give you coffee and snacks. And we moved to his office. And everybody in that office park who wanted public speaking came to that office. And the club until today, it's there. It's doing well. Look, I've been at that club maybe into I even feel guilty. I visited that club the last time, maybe 2019. That's how long back I went to that club. But here's the point, it's not my club. I've started it, I've sponsored it, it's not my club. It belongs to Toastmasters. And every year they choose new leaders. So I must allow them to choose new leaders and continue. They are doing better than I've started. You know, those leaders, they are doing better than I have started. Because I'm not the Alpha and the Omega. I am the initiator. I am Mr. Initiate, who just initiated the club. I just initiated the club. Once the club is initiated and it becomes an initiative, I move on. I move on. Because I don't want to become their hindrance. Yes, it's good when I talk about it here. I'm far from them. I have allowed them space. When I visit it, I'm a new person. They don't know me, I don't know them. They don't know me, they don't even introduce me because they don't know me. The new EXCO people and those members, I don't even know one person. If I don't tell them I've sponsored this club, they won't even know. So I just go and keep quiet like any other Toastmasters. They evaluate me, and they give me the worst evaluation ever or the most cruel evaluation. I just keep quiet.
Okay. Well, Eric, that is so touching. And I'm learning, that is my biggest learning from this session. You know, like I started I started 5 clubs and 2 are still alive. And I own them, you know, this is my club. This is my home. And now that you say that, I said, oh, I should have moved on a long time ago, and not consider that and, become the mother of the club or this or that. But I'm going to take that takeaway with me, like build and then move on, build and then move on. Just be the initiator, but not the hanging on. Yeah.
Exactly. Because let me tell you,
thank you.
What I know is limitations. We are limiting ourselves a lot. That's what I wanted to raise before I make this point. The limitations that we have for ourselves and the hanging on or hanging in a club for longer periods of times, especially if you have started the club, makes you not express your leadership the way it should be. Because you are a leader. Everybody is a leader. We need to express, we need to move on and express the leadership. I like the way Toastmasters put it. Toastmasters say it's a project.
Mhm.
And a project, all the projects, that is what I've learned in my journey of becoming a DTM. All the projects have a deadline, or what you call it, an end date. All projects have an end date. If your project is to start a club, you must have an end date to say, on this date is my last day there. It ends here. And even in project management, I think that is what they teach. You must have an end date. Even with events management, when the event is over, it's over.
Mhm.
You move on. So an end date will help you to know what's your next move. I always call it, what's your exit strategy?
Yeah.
Where you are going to exit and how you are going to, you must know before you start the club, you must know your exit strategy as a leader.
Wow.
You must know where you are going to end in this club. Now, people who don't have exit strategies, they they remain and make a lot of miserable clubs for the members. And that's not the purpose of Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a friendly environment where every member will enjoy themselves in delivering speeches, in growing, and in becoming the best of who they can become. So exit whilst it's nice. Exit whilst it's very nice. You need to exit. Whilst it's still delicious, exit. Don't be pushed out.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Eric, I am learning so much. I'm really enjoying this conversation. And I love that. Exit while it's still nice, and then just build more clubs. Make it your fun.
Yes,
right?
Thank you.
Make it your fun to build clubs rather than like the accolades, the success of the club becomes your fun.
No.
Yeah.
Something important here. When you build clubs, let me tell you something about one club. One club. If you start one club and it got 20 members, and you apply my secret of one champion, you find one champion to build a club. Now you have 20 people in a club. That means already you have 20 champions.
Mm-hmm.
That means technically and in principle, you have 20 champions. That means those 20 people that are in that club can each bring you one person, and you will start a second club. That will be your exit. That will be your exit strategy to say, I'm building this club. Once it's chartered, I'm going to work with these people until each one can give me at least one person. And here is the club, and it's going to work. Done. And here's the second step. If they can't give you the 20 people, you still have an option B, which Toastmasters is providing for. You can start an advanced club with the same people. The same 20 people, you can start an advanced club and leave them, let them run the primary club, and you go to the secondary club, which is the advanced club. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to hang in there. Now you have two birds, but you have only used one stone to hit two birds.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is how you move on. And once there is more interest, because you know what people do? People, once they see you are passionate about something, they always want to support you. We call it commitment. Once people can see commitment, and that is also a persuasive pillar, yes, and a persuasive principle. Once people can see that you are committed, and commitment is what you show them, they will even add more. They will help you more. They will still become loyal to the club and still give you their friends and their neighbors to come to your new other club. So it is a continuation. If you do it right, you will always open up clubs. Or even if you don't open up clubs, like in my case, I have about 4 clubs in Thailand. These 4 clubs, they need members. And I at least want them to become distinguished. I really look forward for them to become distinguished. But what
Distinguished club or distinguished member?
Come again?
Distinguished club or distinguished member?
Distinguished club.
Yeah.
I want these clubs to become distinguished clubs. But these clubs don't have enough members to become distinguished. They don't have. But with the people that I'm opening up these other clubs, I have at least a leeway to ask them to bring me more people who I can place into those clubs, who can become members in those clubs. So it's easier for them to give me members. You say, oh, I know my brother wants to be a member, my niece wants to be a member. So no, come, let's place them in Saturday club, let's place them in leaders club or whatever club. And then we place them, we plan them into those clubs, and that's it. In no time, like last year, 2022, I had clubs that became, they had 3 members in the beginning of 2021, they had 3 members. 1 July, they had 3 members or 4. At the end of that term, they had 20 members. Because I've worked hard to get 20 members into those clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But it only works. It only works when people can see you are committed. It rubs off.
Mm-hmm. I get it totally. Yeah, passion breeds passion, I suppose.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Passion
you
is
said it well.
contagious. When people see you passionate, they want to join in. So Eric, I mean, we're getting close to the end of our chat.
Yes.
I want to hear more, and I don't know about everybody else, but there's so many things that we can still talk. I would like to listen to this again and to really digest, because there are just so many gems, so many pearls of wisdom that I could see my errors and I could see possibilities, and I can see why building clubs can be easy, you know, with that principles of persuasion, with the continuation and giving value and all of that. Maybe, I mean, about, you know, reviving clubs that you just mentioned, I would like to invite you for another chat to talk about that, about reviving clubs. If that is okay with you, but that could be a topic for another time.
For another
because
time.
it's always these 2-pronged challenges for each district or each club.
Yes.
Building or getting members, or, you know, like retaining members also. So, all right. But before we go, I'd like to invite any of the audience to ask questions to DTM Eric, or here, or maybe even later. So would you like to open your video or your audio, and just we'd like to hear you. Anyone still there? Yes, Rahmat.
Hi, DTM Eric.
Hi.
It's very insightful conversation, and lots of insight, and very nice inspiration. I'm currently in the middle of establishing a Toastmaster club in Makassar, in my city, and it will be the first Toastmaster in the city.
Wow.
I've done few demo meetings, and there's some challenges as well. I remember in the middle of the conversation, my initial intention to establish this club is actually, it's to, you know, like how to say it, like, it's actually on behalf of my self-interest, you know, because I was in Jakarta as a member of Jakarta's Master Club, and when I moved to this city, there's no Toastmaster clubs in the city, and I think that, oh, I need to find and establish a club in order I can train myself to be public speakers and hone my leadership skills. So it's always about me, actually. So
Mm.
that's the biggest motivation to establish this club. So it's not yet about like helping others, but it's more about how I can establish Toastmasters in this city in order to keep me, like in this community.
Okay.
So I'd like to ask what's your opinion about that? Thank you.
Yeah. Let me, I'm going to be upfront and blunt with you. That's a dangerous approach. It's a dangerous approach. It's a dangerous approach. Yes, it's about you. But the moment you say, I want to open for the city of Makassar, it's not about you anymore. It's about Makassar.
Makassar.
Makassar. Oh,
Mhm.
it's about Makassar. It's no more about you. It's about Makassar. So it's when you open the club, you want to give value to Makassar. Now, here's the mistake that you are doing. You say you you want to do a lot of speaking. In fact, if you open the club, you are going to speak a lot. If you open, look, it's going, that's why they call Toastmasters where leaders are made. Your job is to lead. And in leading, you will speak a lot. You see, it's no more about you. It's about Makassar. Now you need to speak to the Makassar people. You need to persuade them. You need to convince them. You need to teach them. You need to educate them. That's your job. Teach, educate, teach, educate, teach, educate. As you are doing that, you will be improving in your speaking. So you don't have to really go out and give a formal speech to say, I need to speak, they must evaluate me. No. Your job, teach them to be sergeant at arms. Teach them to be vice president. The more you speak, the point is the more you speak, teach them to be grammarian, teach them to be accountant. Just teach them. I say duplicate yourself. Just duplicate yourself. Duplicate. Let them deliver speeches. Even if you become slower in delivering speeches, but you will be able to evaluate them, you will be able to teach them. You see, you will be doing a job. 6 months from now, let me tell you, 6 months from now, they will be better than you. And then you will be going back to say, what do I want? Say, oh, I want to be a good speaker. Then they can evaluate you. So you must first give before you get back. You must give first. You must first give to them. And you will never regret it. You will enjoy it more. And they will respect you more. And they will never doubt you. Let me tell you something. Many people make a mistake. People will never doubt your knowledge. You are the only person who will doubt your knowledge. Not people. People believe you whenever you come and you even talk a lot of nonsense. If people can believe politicians, they can also believe you. People believe, they believe in your passion, they believe in your conviction, they believe in your faith, they believe in your authentic self. If you're authentic and you do things from the heart, they will believe you. They will always believe you. And if they believe you, they will not even ask you what's your qualification. They will never ask you. They will never even ask you, where did you study? Well, they will never ask. Because they believe you. You see, you know, it is like a bus driver. Do you know a bus driver? A bus driver. A bus driver, when you enter the bus and you look at the driver and you go and take your seat, have you ever asked the driver, show me your driver's license? No, we don't. We don't. We just go in, sit, and arrive where we are going. And then when we reach home, they ask you, who was the bus driver? Then you say, oh, Eric, who is one? Oh, the one with the beard. Ha! That guy does not have a driver's license. Then you will be like, but I've arrived safe. I've arrived safe. So what's the point? You see, so the point here is be authentic. Show them you want to help them. Show them you want to be there. Show them this thing is important. And another thing, another principle, before I forget it, of persuasion is scarcity. Scarcity. Show them what you want to teach them. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do it. And it's not available all over. You know, it's not available all over because this one is different. This one is more practice, it's more practical, it's more this, you can give a lot of benefits and so forth. Show them in Jakarta, sorry, in Makassar, it's the only club, and it needs 20 people, only 20. From the 1 million people in Makassar, you only need 20 people. Scarcity. They must know you don't want 1 million, you only want the best wind to be trained by you. You see, don't go and want to open up a lot of clubs. Start with one. Let them see the importance of this one because it's the only club in Makassar. They will see it and they will know that they are the special ones. They are special.
The elite ones. That's what
They
you
are
said.
the elite. Thank you. That's a correct English word. I love that word. They are the elite. They must know it. And more people of an elite class will join the club. Not everybody will join, but you will attract the right people for the club. And once you have attracted the right people will also go and look for the elite. When you open your eyes, there will be 2 clubs or 3 clubs, and you will not be even the sponsor of those clubs. Somebody else will go and open it. So hence I'm saying you will duplicate yourself. Your job is just to duplicate yourself. And once you duplicate yourself and they see that this is elite, they will also go and duplicate the club. If you open your eyes, you will have 4 clubs, an area in Makassar.
Yeah. Oh. How is that for you, Rahmat? I mean, did that help? Was that useful for you?
Yes, it's really helpful, and I think it's the basic thing that I have to start with my mind, because yes, I have to do it for others, not for myself, and I have to duplicate myself. Teach, educate, teach, educate. Thank you very much for your insight.
Thank you. Just look, hence I say my secret in opening up clubs is teaching. I teach. That's why I don't say I'm a trainer. I'm not a trainer. I'm a teacher because I'll teach. I teach the person. I'm not there to ask questions. I'm most of the time I teach you what to do, and we go with the teaching. And once I've taught you that, even if the person don't become a Toastmaster, here is the point. Even if the person don't become a Toastmaster, the person will never forget you, because you have taught the person some. It's live. I mean, Makassar have 10, maybe 1 million people. Now, from this million people, when will you finish there? That's why you need at least whoever, even if they don't become members. The moment you talk to them, you must teach them. Let them go, because you only want 20. But you might end up teaching 100 and you will have 20 in the club. But the 100 will have bigger respect for you. And whenever there is something, like me, whenever somebody says, I want to learn public speaking, they will say, did you contact Eric? He will teach you. But it comes through a lot of training, even at my department, government department where I'm working. Last time they got stuck, they had somebody who they were going to pay millions of rands for training. And that person disappointed him. And then they contacted me, say, Eric, how are you? I said, no, I'm fine. Eric, we heard that you are doing public speaking, you are teaching. I said, yes, I'm teaching public speaking. Can you please come and teach? We have a class that's supposed to start 9 a.m. And asked them how many days. They say it's 3 days. I went. I gave them value. Now, here's the unfortunate part. You could not pay me because I'm working for government, so they call it corruption. If they pay me, they call it corruption. But this is what I've done. I'm going to tell you my secret. I asked them for an invitation letter to come and train for 3 days. It must have a letterhead of the government. And they must give me a thank you letter. So I had 2 letters. That proves I've done the job. Now, those 2 letters, I can use them somewhere else to say, I have done the job at the government department. This is the invitation, this is the what, and case closed. So just people will trust you, but you need to trust yourself more and do more.
Okay, that is a great way to end this session. People will trust you, but you have to trust yourself more. And I'll take that with me. So thank you so much, Eric. I could just sit here and listen and ask questions and discuss. There's so many more things there. So now my head is buzzing, and I hope we can do this again, Eric.
Yes.
And we'll think of initiating something, either for the district or for many districts. Yeah, my head is buzzing right now. So I'm very excited now to build clubs, and I want to impart what I learned from you. And luckily we have a YouTube session. I mean, we have a YouTube video with this, and so people can watch again and take notes, because I took like pages of notes just from this conversation. So thank you so much, Eric, for making the time for this session, and I hope you get something from it. Do you need a thank you letter from me? I can do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you so much, and we'll chat again soon. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I must say thank you. And I can challenge you guys today. How many are we here? It's myself, it's Miranda, it's Nikki.
Four
Dina.
from District
We are
87.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can challenge you with our next session, when we are going to sit, me and you. I promise you, I'll open you a club.
Eric, what I was thinking, I would love to do like a 4-week session, but like people who wants to build club. So every week we come and do what we need to do. We discuss, learn what we have to do, and then we go out and then do that step, and then come back and then do another step, and in 4 weeks we'll have a club.
Yeah,
I think it can be done. I'll think of how we can do that, but I think it's going to be very interesting. And we can open it up to other districts and just to ever want to do it, because this is something, a very big thing. I think the most important is the change in the mindset, the clarity in why you're building clubs,
Yes.
And not once you mentioned that, you build clubs to become a DTM, even though you become DTM because you build clubs. But yeah, you put a lot of effort because you're passionate about it. You care, you have their best interest in your heart. So that's a very noble thing. So thank you again. We'll see you soon. And thank you, Nikki, Adina, Rahmat. I hope you all gained something from this interaction, from this session. Hey, Nikki. Nikki's our PRM. Well, and then Adina, Adina is our
Yes,
club
I,
member.
Adina, I know
Together with-
Adina. Adina is
Yeah.
my big fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm your big fan, Eric.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I wish I can bring you to Sabah and help me to form a club. To set
Yes,
up
we can set up a
Oh.
club, online club.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Let's
Yes.
let's do that, and let's get everybody to come and everybody build a club. I think it's possible to do it
Yes.
that way.
Yep.
Yeah, with Eric's guidance and teaching.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank
See
you,
you all
thank you so
soon.
much. Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
safe
Bye.
flight to Thailand, Eric.
Yes,
Safe
thank you. Definitely, I'll send the photos.